Think of the media to be picked to be picked coach of the year. What's that mean to you?
Well, I think I'm pretty customer friendly to the media. I mean, come on. Those, not to sound like coach speak or anything, but those awards truly are a reflection of your program. And your program starts with your administrators, the commitment there, and the assistant coaches, the job they do, and all the support staff. And then it goes on to the players. I mean, it's, you know, we get coach of the year because of what their accomplishments, not, we're doing our jobs pretty consistently year in, year out, and that they were just exceptional this year. And so it's a credit to the program, it's not an individual award at all. I don't see it that way at all, and I never have. But it's a lot to be proud of because of what's in the program. It's not about Coach Rice, or it's about the Boise State basketball program, and everybody included in it. That's their award.
And Tyson getting freshman of the year, I know it's kind of a formality with how he was the only one winning the weekly award, but still says a lot about him.
No question. To have, and that's always an exciting one when you get a guy that's freshman of the year, because you look at the guys that have gotten that award throughout the years, and they've been impressive players and impressive guys throughout the history of this league. And so you can't take it for granted just because he got it every single week, and it's an amazing accomplishment and so much deserved. And because you want, you need a good nucleus of old guys to win games, but then those young guys, our intention when you bring a guy like that in is to build the program around him, and to have a guy that's best freshman in the league that you're building around, that's pretty special.
Do you think this year was tougher to be a freshman because of the COVID?
Yes,
it seems like there's
absolutely.
less of them around, and it seems like it'd be harder to break
No
in.
doubt. And all the, number one, that's true, because I remember Frank Burleson, I got to give him a ton of credit. He was propping and propping, and we saw that. We knew he was going to be good, but like you said, you're like, he's going to be a great player, but getting him the minutes on the team, on a really good team is hard. And so for him to have that, the way he came in and worked in the summer, that first, his first summer here, that was a big part of his success in the fall, and then just keep plugging away and to get inserted in the starting lineup in late November, early December, and do what he's done it's been so impressive.
Not for Tyson, but just for college basketball in general.
Yeah.
Do you think this college freshman class has actually been a loser in COVID?
Yeah, absolutely, because we actually were an outlier in how we recruited. I knew we had a lot of talent here, and I wanted some young guys that wouldn't disrupt our chemistry, and so we went with high school guys, and two of them that I knew would be patient, and one of them that I thought, this guy's got a chance to play right away. And so we went the other way. Everybody else went transfer portal, and we went high school guys, and those three high school guys we brought in have had great years, because people forget about Keene and Kobe, and boy, the growth that they've made, has got me really, really excited about them also.
How much do you guys feel, that the intensity of that game that you played on Saturday? I think you guys have won the league. How much do you feel like the target is on your back a little bit?
Well, I think, number one, that how good this league is. We've talked about it a lot, but to go in there after everything we went through on Tuesday and the emotions that were involved in that, and everyone from the outside is telling these guys, well, that game doesn't mean anything. You wouldn't know that by watching them, and you wouldn't know that by their reaction after the game. And that's what, I wanted to fist pump after the game just because of how much they cared about it, in our locker room, because I was so proud of the way we competed, and it was just like any other game as far as it came down to one possession, and things didn't go our way in one possession. So I think most teams could have lost that game by 20 or 30 points, really. How good Colorado State was. They had a week to prepare. They're a great team. It was their senior night, a great atmosphere, all those things that were against us. And man, we competed our tails off. And so that as a head coach, that makes you smile, because I got guys I can hang my hat on that they're going to show up and compete no matter what. And am I surprised by that? Heck no. I know these guys, but human nature and all the things pointed towards something else, and they fought all that stuff, and fought the atmosphere, fought the good opponent, and we're right there in the end.
College basketball is so unique and cool because now you head down to Las Vegas, and it's not necessarily winter go home this year. It's pretty close to that, but you work for all these months for just like the next couple weeks ahead to really galvanize your squad. How much fun is this time of year?
Well, especially when you have a team like this. Like I said, if you have a team that just shows up every day, and we keep improving, and we keep getting better, and we're hungry to do it, and where probably 75% of college basketball teams are just ready to close the book and head to the beach, and I got a team that wants to still be together, wants to play together, wants to be coached, and wants to go compete some more. Hey, whether they make every shot and win every game from here on out, who knows? But I know one thing, they won't. It won't be because of lack of desire. It won't be because they don't want to play hard and all those things, because that's what they do.
With so many good teams in this tournament,
Yeah.
what's going to decide why one team wins it versus the other 10 that won't, do you think?
That's a good question, Bob. But I always think the defense in a tournament like this to win 3 games, it's a team that has to be good defensively.
You look at this tournament, I mean, I don't know, if you run into some hot shooters down there, you've had some bad call. I mean, there's just been you've had a tough go down there in this tournament for one reason or another. How do you, I know it's a new team, whatever, but have you identified anything, or do you do anything differently?
Well, I don't
do you
know
think
if
might
that's, if you look at where we finished and, historically, does the 4th place team, does the 3rd place team, how far are they going? I bet it's not statistically significant, like, oh my God, they've underachieved as far, it's just, there's one team that wins it every year, one, that's it. And so, we haven't made it to the Mountain West Championship game, but, we made it to the semifinals, and we got some good wins down there. And, you've had some tough matchups and tough games. And, I think 2 years ago we played one of the best teams in the country and had one of our best showings. And we're up by 18 at half, or close in the first half, and they cut it. But we've competed down there, and sometimes it just hasn't gone our way. And but I don't, I think that's a fan narrative that they just love to, because guess what? Has Colorado State won the tournament? No. I mean, you don't hear that about them because they've gone through different coaches. So you don't. Larry Stacy's team lost one that cost them an NCAA tournament, and so it's happened to everybody's my point, and it's a super competitive league, and you get teams that travel really well, you get teams that their fans show up in multitudes. I mean, San Diego State, and that it was like playing in San Diego when we played them, and we haven't had a huge following down there, but the ones that have come have really helped us. But I think that plays into some things.
Do you think that
when you get like a home court advantage almost, for New Mexico's been like that when they were rolling, and so I think those things do make a difference. The fan base, that shows up.
You've had a couple of years though where if you just won 1 or 2, you were right on that bubble still. And I don't know if there's more pressure from that angle, and I know you're not counting your chickens, whatever, but you guys are in a different spot for the next week. Does that you guys play any looser? Is there any difference going into this tournament, not having to worry about next week?
I mean, maybe all that stuff does weigh in on guys, but I think this team might be different. I mean, like I said, they showed it last week. Like nobody would have showed up to play like we did Saturday. So I think in that aspect, this team is different. So, but you got 2 really good teams. I mean, playing the 8-9 game. I mean, one of those teams was picked in the top 3 and picked number 1 by some people, and certainly has the talent to be that team. And that's the 8-9 game. I mean, it's remarkable. And the other team has had some unbelievable wins, and I mean, think about that. San Diego State didn't have to go to the pit, and they didn't get Wyoming at home. How about that? That's a pretty good draw. But that's the league this year. There's just so many good teams, and certainly there's 2 of them playing on the Wednesday game in the 8-9 game, and we get the winner.
How do you think that game's going to go? You know those teams really well. I think that most people around town are just kind of penciling in Nevada here, but I'm sure you feel differently.
I don't know, you know, that to project college basketball like is nearly impossible. I mean, I don't, you know, but I do. I mean, those guards at New Mexico are terrific, and Coach Pitino's doing a great job. And then, you know, on the other side, you got Nevada team. Like you said, you watch, anyone who showed up Tuesday night and watched them play is like, whoa, that's the 8 seed. I mean, that's got to be the best, most talented 8 seed we've ever had in this league. I mean, you know, and I've been around the league 12 years. I don't remember anything close to that. So, and then, like you said, that New Mexico team there. So, who knows? I can't project, but that's what makes it a little bit challenging, because you don't have tons of time to prepare. That game gets over, and then you know who you play.
Kind of piggybacking off that, what is the biggest challenge when you only have about 24 hours to scout and really dive into actually who you're playing?
Yeah, that's hard, because you got to prep in a hurry, and you can't give them too much information, and you got less than 24 hours. And so it's, you know, we have a plan A and a plan B depending on who you play. And here's the script for plan A, here's the script for plan B. And, you know, you just got to be able to do it on the fly. And that's, you know, our guys have been pretty good at that this year.
How much does it just come down to who can do that better? I mean, it's kind of funny. It's almost like NAI ball, where it's like you have the Friday game and the Saturday game.
I love it. Yeah.
I mean, it's just like you show up and you play ball. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how much does it come down to just that?
Yeah, and a lot comes down to who you are and what your identity is that time of year, and you know, so that it's that team that can show up and do that. That's I love the kind of, that's the cool thing about tournaments, is there's a purity to competition that way.
Dutcher was complaining about how late some of the games are in this tournament. You guys got noon, and then 6-3 potentially.
We got noon. That's it.
Yeah, okay. But the way that bracket for the number 1 seed, do you feel like the timing and all that? You feel like you're good about the
I haven't
schedule?
thought all that through, as far as like I said, we got noon on Thursday. That's all we're guaranteed, and we have to be ready to play our best at noon on Thursday. Who cares about anything else from there? We'll deal with. You know, that's what this team has done well this year, and so to even